Thank you for taking a few moments to spend with me as I continue to share with you the excitement of our updated organizational model for the education of your children here at Serra Catholic School. Inspiring a deep faith, innovative mind, and caring heart through Christ. Siempre adelante. The core of who we are, our charism. It is so important that I just say to you, there is not a decision made at Serra that doesn't take into account who we are, our Catholic identity, and the strong academic programs we currently provide, let alone ensuring that we are always innovative, always moving forward, and always ensuring that your children are receiving the best education that we can give them. We have an amazing group of teachers here at Serra. It is wonderful to have an administration team who is going to continue to build up these teachers and give them the opportunities that they need, the strategies that they need, the methods that they need for your children to be successful. This updated organizational chart comes from a place of prayer, reflection, research, discussion. It comes from my having the gift of the time to spend this year with teachers and staff and understand what is needed to continue to move Serra student learning forward. This model has been designed to better help teachers be better teachers, which in turn helps students to be better learners, which in turn provides for our world, students, your children, well prepared to take on the high school and college. Serra Catholic School, over the past 20 years, grew from 250 students to over 1,000 students, to 10 teachers, to over 72 teachers, to a staff of 15, to a staff of 160. Staff have come and gone. The founding principal, the most amazing Audrey Tellers, started us off as a school strong in our Catholic identity. She asked me to continue to move the school forward, and I promised her that that is what I was committed to do. So the decision that I announced 2 weeks ago is a decision that will continue to move Serra forward. What I wanted to take a few moments today is to just share a little bit about each person in this decision. But before I do that, there's one thing that I did want to say. This is a team, an educational team, that will all be working together. I am included on that team. For those of you that may not know or may have forgotten, before I was president here at Serra Catholic School, I was principal here at Serra Catholic for 8 years. And before that, 18 years principal at 2 other Catholic schools. I am an educator first. My degrees are in education and in educational leadership. I am an educator. I was asked to lead this school as president. And when I said yes because of our Catholic identity, and I knew that that would be my primary responsibility. I am excited to continue in that role, but also to further my role here at Serra as educator, working with this team that I presented to you 2 weeks ago to ensure amazing and excellent educational programs for your children. I am part of this educational team. Join me first, Mrs. Reese, as your principal for grades preschool to grade 8. Her responsibilities will be to work closely with the 3 assistant principals and Mrs. St. John in the implementation of the many innovative and excellent academic programs that we have here at the school. Many of you may not realize that Mrs. Reese has had 33 years of Catholic education in the Diocese of Florence. 20 of them here at Serra. Her children attended Serra. Her husband continues to serve Serra. She's been both assistant director, director, assistant principal, and principal here at Serra. She also has her Catholic leadership degree from LMU, her master's in administration, Catholic administration from LMU, and her administrative credentials. Mrs. Reese is more than qualified to oversee this team with me to ensure the academic success of our program. And I'm so excited about the partnership I have with her daily. We have exciting things planned for you. Mrs. Reese loves these children, and her heart and soul is Serra, from grades preschool to grade 8. And you will find her working with this team will be a grand success for Serra. Let me tell you a couple bits about the team. Excuse me for the paper. Want to make sure I get all the details. Let me tell you about Mrs. Radzai. Many of you know Mrs. Radzai as Director of Student Services and all she's done with sports and many things in the past. I do need to tell you this is her 10th year here. I hired Mrs. Radzai as teacher for 8th grade here at Serra. I saw the leadership qualities of her many years ago. After she spent a few years teaching, I asked her to join my team to oversee and implement many programs for students, and she asked me, and I supported her in completing the LMU Loyola Marymount program, same one as Mrs. Reese. She has her Catholic leadership certificate, her master's in administration, and her administrative credentials. Mrs. Radzai is going to work completely with Mrs. Reese and the teachers of Serra Catholic School. Her goal in this position is to be an advocate for teachers, for instructional assistants, to help them be in the classrooms with them, help them with their strategies, help them with their methodologies, find professional resources for them. She is going to be their partner side by side from grades TK through grade 8. She, working with Mrs. Reese, will be supervising and supporting your teachers. Your teachers will be better teachers because they will have more Mrs. Reese and Mrs. Radzai as their support. It's an amazing partnership, one that I know the teachers will support. So much so that I can tell you today, officially, that 95% of your teaching staff is returning to Serra, and that over 97% of the entire staff is returning to Serra. A lot of confidence in that. Let me tell you about Mrs. Leland. Many of you have known Mrs. Leland as the Learning Support Director, and she's done a wonderful job in that. What you probably don't know is that Mrs. Leland has 27 years of educational experience. She is a mentor for BITSA teachers. She's a qualified public mentor for teachers to get their credentials. That's a huge accomplishment that she has. She has taught first grade. She has taught fifth grade. She's worked in our math and reading center. She is a reading specialist. She also has a specialty in advanced learners. She has a wealth of knowledge in all areas of curriculum development. So although many of you have known her as someone who supports our learning program, you don't realize the wealth of experience she has in all types of learners and the variety of training she has for very advanced learners through to learners who struggle. We are not leaving Mrs. Leland's current position of Learning Support Director empty. We will fill that position, and that position will be supervised by Mrs. Leland. But her goal and her responsibilities next year will be on the what that we teach, the curriculum that we teach, the new programs that are out there, working with Mrs. Reese to bring STEM technology to Serra, the new math program that's coming in, the implementation of writing writing and ELA that is currently here, Mrs. Leland is more than qualified to ensure that what we teach meets the learning needs of all students that we serve. The other person in this amazing team of ours, and I say ours because I'm blessed to be a part of it, is Mr. Corey Overton. Many of you have known Mr. Overton for a short amount of time as someone who oversees the behavior and the discipline of our school. But we've expanded his role tremendously. Before I tell you about that, I want to tell you that he comes from a family of educators. Really, believe it or not, he's out of California. He comes from Iowa. And he comes from a family of educators, assistant principals, coaches, and teachers. Education is what he has always wanted to do. He's been a coach on the football field and an educator with our children. He is currently in our LMU program, the second phase of this program. He has already completed his Catholic certificate in Catholic leadership with LMU and is completing his master's in administration and will also receive his administrative credential. So as you can see, he has jumped in so quickly to be an active part and a very highly qualified part of our school, let alone how much he cares for the students. His goal is that all the things that he will be responsible for in the end will provide a safe, positive, secure school environment, one that is filled with respect, honor, and integrity. There is nobody I know more integrous than Mr. Overton. And I know that him having this goal, implementing fairness, implementing an environment where children can succeed, is going to be a huge asset to the running of this school. That's your team. We are here to serve your children, all the children at Serra School, with prayer, with a sense of community, and with your continued support. The innovative, forward-moving Serra Catholic School that wouldn't be where it is today if we didn't believe in who we are, will be continue to be one of the best, if not the best, in my personal opinion, Catholic elementary schools in the country. May I remind you, we remain the largest Catholic elementary school attached to parishes in the United States of America. May the Holy Spirit be with each one of these team members, and I look forward to continuing to share with you the gift of this educational team at our next meeting at the end of March. God bless you all for your love and support of Serra.